What up, what up? I thought I'd just come on, go live and kick it with the people a little bit, see what's going on, how y'all doing tonight, see what's really happening. I'm gonna go through a few things right now. Let me go over here. What I want to look up. I'm gonna show the new things they got going on with the Epstein files, with that lady Maxwell. She's been granted limited immunity, I guess, on some charges. So we're gonna watch this heated debate between Booker and Corwin, but we're gonna watch the whole thing. Let me get over here first. Y'all hit the like button as y'all coming in, kicking it with me. Let me try to figure this out. Let me get over here. Okay. What I have to do. Hello, the Don. How you doing? Let's see. Gotta set this up. Boom. 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 Real quick and in a hurry. Yeah, so if you're just not joining me, we're finna watch this powerful exchange between Booker and John Cornyn. Powerful exchange about these Epstein files. You know, ever since these Epstein files been brought up, everybody want them released. I mean, everybody. And now this this Maxwell lady has got minimum immunity. So let's watch this powerful exchange. Here we go.
No, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think I'd just like to be recognized. I know Senator Durbin and Senator Whitehouse, who outrank me on this committee, have asked to be recognized as well.
I don't want to pick a fight with Mr. Booker either, but I made a motion. Is my motion in order, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, your motion is.
Could we have a vote, Mr. Chairman? Pretty please.
Can I have a vote? Yes. Call the.
Hey, what's up, Jonathan Davis? Thank y'all for joining me, man. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all be in the chat every single day, and I really appreciate y'all. Y'all know, y'all too know, when I get ready to do the Cash App giveaway, yeah, y'all on the list, top of the list. I think, Jonathan Davis, you missed the Cash App giveaway the last time, the one I did on Memorial Day. You got to be in the live, bro. You got to be in the live. Well, you've been in here just about every day since I told you that last time, and I appreciate you, boy. Y'all too, yeah, y'all on the top of the list of getting Cash Apps.
Call the roll.
But we clarify, without a discussion on the second degree amendment?
Don't call the roll yet.
Without discussion or debate?
On the
motion?
Go ahead, sir.
I don't want to jump over the ranking member of the
I'll defer.
Okay, so I'm reading that Cornyn second degree, and he said a lot of really important things about immigration that are worthy to be discussed. And I'm happy to vote on an immigration bill. I disagree with the death penalty. I will vote my conscience on this. But I want to draw everybody's attention to the first two lines of your second degree. They have nothing to do about immigration. They have nothing to do with the death penalty. I've never seen this before. His first two lines is not to bring up this important issue that should be discussed, debated. Your first two lines are to strike my amendment in its entirety. So what we have right here is hidden behind real issues on immigration is really just trying to not vote on the important points that we brought up about transparency and accountability on the Jeffrey Epstein files. This is not an amendment to my amendment. This is an attempt to strike what I have a whole list of prominent Republicans, elected leaders, who want the same thing I want. which is just to have transparency on this matter.
Can we vote
I've
on
heard
my
some of the
second degree?
comments. If I can finish, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
I have heard public statements by my Senate colleagues on both sides of the aisle. I've heard comments from Republicans on the House side and Democrats on the House side that we want transparency and accountability on a matter of public safety. Senator Cornyn said that Jeffrey Epstein's dead yet, but his victims are not. There are women who have horrific stories of vile violence that was committed against them. We have Pam Bondi, our Attorney General, who said that there is evidence, truckloads of it, as to these crimes, potential co-conspirators, potential others involved. How can we not want to just know what happened? Why are we trying to simply turn away from the highest law enforcement officers in the land, from our FBI director to our Attorney General, who spoke towards crimes committed and others involved in those crimes? Why are we considering an amendment that is hiding behind real immigration issues, but real intent is to strike a simple request for transparency, for accountability, that Republican voices all across the spectrum have been demanding from this president and this attorney general? So if Senator Cornyn is going to offer an amendment, I'm going to offer a third degree that simply strikes his first two lines. I'll vote on your immigration stuff that you so strongly stated there was the importance of this, but you hid the fact that you put here the real intention of your amendment. It has nothing to do with immigration. It says it right here in the first two lines. The real effort was just to not have accountability and transparency. What are you afraid of?
Mr. Chairman, may I respond?
Yeah, you may respond.
I trust the Senate-confirmed Attorney General of the United States to make the proper legal analysis to determine what of the Jeffrey Epstein files can be released. He was confirmed by the United States Senate as Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the United States. I trust her to make the right legal determination. But I would ask my colleague from New Jersey, you claim you care about the victims. Do you care about Tammy Nobles? Do you care about Marie Vega, the angel moms who lost their loved ones, their children, to the acts of an illegal alien who never should have been here in the first place? Do you care about them?
Can I respond to the senator's question? Sir, I've known you for 14 years.
Hello, Stanford. How you doing? Appreciate you for joining me.
You and I both care about victims of crime. And to suggest otherwise is stunning to me.
Senator,
if I may finish, sir, I allow you to finish. I asked you a question. And I'm trying to answer.
I didn't make an accusation.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
answer the question.
I should have allowed a time to respond to the senator's question. I did not interrupt him, and now he's interrupting me.
Please.
It is another violation of the decorum of
That's a basic yes or no question, bro. Yes or no?
this place.
Go ahead, Senator.
Senator Cornyn, both you and I have spent our lives. I know your record. I know your history. I know what you've done. I would never, ever question whether you care about the victims of a heinous crime.
Mr. Chairman, please help me.
You ask me if I care? Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, I'm not finished yet.
Well, thank you for answering the question.
Well, I'm going to answer the question in full. You are not sincere.
Let me explain.
Sir, he has put an amendment in.
Would you allow
trying to use the horrific nature
Would you allow me as sponsor of this bill to
Sir,
explain?
I will not pick a fight with Chuck Grassley in the same way that Chuck Grassley won't pick a fight with me.
The reason for his amendment is because your amendment says that this bill that we're working on will not go into effect until we get all these records. And this bill is an opioid bill to help solve some of the drug problems in this country. And we ought to get it passed because it's a bipartisan.
Hello, Vivian. How you doing? Appreciate you for joining me. What's up, Timothy Jackson? How you doing?
A bill, and it's very badly needed.
Sir, may I respond?
Yes.
So I said at the top of my comments, my frustrations, we've said it to your staff, we've said it to others, that when funds like this have been made available, so far in the first 6 months, they're clawing back funds from my state. And that's unfair, and I would like to deal with those. We could deal with them. And given that, I am sticking to an amendment that is not controversial.
Okay.
I know it's not controversial, sir, because I've seen polling literally on Republican channels that the overwhelming majority of Republicans and Democrats want transparency and accountability. That the overwhelming majority of Americans has seen that one of these two things is lies. Is there truckloads full of evidence as to victims of crime not having justice? Have we been lied to? Who are we trying to protect? What are they trying to hide? This is not controversial. We have Republican leaders in Congress calling for the same thing that this amendment calls for. And so for a second degree to be offered to mine, where you're using horrific crimes to hide the real intention of this, if this amendment is so important, just strike the first two lines that strikes my entire amendment. The intention of this is clear. It's to not give the American people accountability, transparency, and truth. That's what we as the Judiciary Committee should be seeking. So I offer a third degree amendment, preserving every noble thing that the...
Hello, Robin. How you doing? Appreciate you for joining me. Appreciate you for joining me. Y'all hit the like button as y'all tune in, tapping in. Hit the like button for me, guys. And subscribe to the channel. This is a heated debate about them Epstein files.
The senator from Texas said he wanted.
You can't offer a third degree amendment.
I can't offer a third degree. Then I asked that we strike the true intention of his amendment, the first two lines.
At this stage, you can't offer a third degree amendment. If there's some way for you to do that, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, may I respond?
Yes.
Briefly?
Then we'll have a roll call vote, because I know you folks want to get votes on your amendment. I asked you to withdraw them, and you aren't withdrawing them. So
Well, I just want to ask a question, Mr. Chairman. In your opinion, would the addition of these amendments to the underlying bipartisan bill jeopardize our ability to pass this underlying bill, anti-opioid bill, out of committee and across the Senate floor and get it enacted into law? Would these amendments jeopardize that?
If you're just now joining, this bill that they're trying to get passed, they're discussing, is about the opioid crisis, about the drug crisis in this country. But what Senator Booker did was brought up the Epstein files. You know, right now, everybody's talking about the Epstein files. Whatever you try to talk about in the conversation, the next question is, where's the Epstein files? This has not only happened on Capitol Hill, this is also happening in real life. Whatever you talking about, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Whatever you talking about, somebody's going to say, where's the Epstein files? Where's the Epstein files? So this is what we're witnessing right here. They're trying to discuss about the opioid crisis, about what things they're going to put in place to counter the drug crisis. And Booker, he brings up the Epstein files, which he's not wrong for that. They're trying to cover up that the Epstein files. We need to see the files, release the files, and it'll all go away. Come on, let's go.
I see them jeopardized in ways even beyond what you said.
So,
Because if we pass the legislation with this stuff on, it wouldn't go into effect anyway. Who knows how far down the road? When the president signs the bill, I want it to be effective.
that's what I thought, and I appreciate your answering the question. I think the debate that Senator Booker and I had.
Well, the file, as Trump them already told us, that the file's supposed to have names, a list of names on it. Remember, they told us about the files. Trump did, and that lady did. The lady said that she had the names on her desk and she was going to release them. So the people are just demanding what they told us that they were going to do. But the files is a list of names that was supposedly clientele that Epstein had. So that's why that people are really worrying about the list, specifically on both sides, because Trump told us that he was going to release the Epstein files.
I have is not something that's going to be resolved today. And so it will continue. So I think regardless of how we act on the underlying bill, that debate will continue, and neither he nor I are giving anything up in terms of our ability to continue to debate this topic. But I'm willing to withdraw my amendment if Senator Booker's willing to withdraw his amendment in the interest of passing this bipartisan anti-opioid bill out of the committee and through the Senate and seeing it enacted into law, and hopefully saving some lives in the process.
Senator Booker.
Mr. Grassley, sir, I have asked for someone to address my New Jersey concerns for months now. There was an incident in which you got a special carve-out for your state when they froze funds, but I have got no justice for New Jersey. So if you want to postpone this and address my New Jersey concerns about the resources we are not getting, and I know you would do that with me in good faith, I would be happy in our next meeting, but right now I am sticking with my amendment.
It'd be faster to address your concerns for New Jersey if you'd asked me to help you with the administration to get something done so you can get your money.
Sir, I've got no, I'm not from you.
Then if you do it through the.
I appreciate you for joining me, Jennifer. You're correct. But the thing is, Trump told us, this is the thing. Trump told us that they were going to release the files. That lady said that she had the files on her desk. That's no matter what's on the files or what's not. When you tell somebody that you're going to do something, specifically when you're running on that, as a president, a lot of people voted for that, just like a lot of people voted for the border. A lot of people voted for the economy. Some people voted just because they wanted to see the Epstein files. And they said that. And the lady told us, Bondi told us that the files were on her desk. So if you say you're going to release them, release them. That's all it is. That doesn't mean that nobody's, that doesn't mean that somebody committed a crime or whatever. The thing is, you said you was going to release the files, release them. That's all it is to it. Then Bondi said that there is no files. So you told us that the files were on your desk. You just had to look through them. Now there is no files. And everybody wants the files released, mainly because Trump told us that he was going to release the files.
The legislative process. Tell me that. Let me make a conversation with the White House on your issue.
But I'm going to stick with my amendment until I get satisfaction on that.
The clerk will call the roll.
So what are we voting on? I have no idea. On my amendment?
No, we're voting.
It's the second degree.
Call the roll on the Cornyn amendment.
Mr. Grant.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz.
Aye.
Mr. Hawley.
Aye.
Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy.
Aye by proxy.
Mrs. Blackburn.
Aye by proxy.
Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
No.
Mrs. Britt.
Aye by proxy.
Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No on concealing the Epstein files.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar,
No by proxy.
Mr. Coons,
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal,
I vote no because I vote no on concealing the Epstein file.
Ms. Verona,
No.
Bro,
Okay.
Mr. Booker,
I vote no on this effort to conceal the Epstein files.
Mr. Padilla,
Administration.
Mr. Welch,
No, I'd like the Epstein files.
Mr. Schmidt,
No on concealing the Epstein files.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
Okay, the Cornyn amendment is adopted. Now we will go to the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. So his second degree, which had nothing to do with immigration, which was to conceal the Epstein file, Senator Cornyn's effort to conceal the Epstein files right here on 1 and 2 has now violated my amendment. There is no amendment anymore. It passed. That's
right.
and Cornyn is saying, yes, I passed. I did something to stop the American public from seeing the Epstein files. It renders my amendment moot. That was the intention of Senator Cornyn's amendment that he just passed, which was to conceal
Chairman,
the
I have to respond. Nothing we are voting on today is going to change any of the debate about the Epstein files.
So your letter addresses their.
Is that
That
a
debate will continue.
That is not
And if
true.
you don't acknowledge that, I just have to, I really question whether your amendment is actually in good faith or not, because nothing's going to change that. But, Mr. Chairman, my second degree amendment passed, which included striking the Senator Booker's amendment. I believe we've, committee's spoken.
May I respond? He directly referenced me. May I respond? Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
So Mr. Cornyn claims that nothing about this would end debate. We're not seeking to end debate. We're seeking to pass legislation out of this committee that would force the disclosure and the transparency and the truth being made public. We had a chance today that Senator Cornyn blocked to make the truth known to the American public. We had the power today, the possibility today, to force out the truth regarding the Epstein files and the lies and the obfuscation that is happening by this administration. What Senator Cornyn did today was to block the truth about what's happening with the Department of Justice and the Epstein file. It is that on its plain truth, no matter how much he wants to try to dodge that truth.
Mr. Chairman, I have to respond.
Well, quickly, because
I
Graham
will
wants to
respond
speak.
quickly.
Take your time.
What Senator Booker
Joe.
is trying to do is to kill this underlying bipartisan bill that will hopefully save hundreds, maybe thousands of lives because of the opioid crisis. It's already taken tens of thousands of lives in this country over recent years because of the Biden open border policies. So I'm simply trying to preserve this bipartisan legislation, again, that will save lives. The debate that he and I are having over the Epstein files, I doubt will be resolved today based on any amendments either he or I offer. So that's the reason for my amendment, because I want to save lives from the opioid crisis. And I believe his amendment is a distraction from that and actually will jeopardize seeing this bipartisan legislation enacted into law.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman, may I respond?
No, I'm calling on Graham.
I thought you were going back and forth, sir. I didn't know that.
I'll be real quick. So if Senator Booker's problem is with the bill itself, which it seems to be, I understand that. Hopefully we can.
Hello, Patricia. How you doing? Trumpomania all the way. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. All the way. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Let's vote on releasing the Epstein files. Oh, yeah. Well, the border.
Work out a way to get money to your state you think does justice for New Jersey. I got that. That makes perfect sense. But the Epstein amendment present it some other way. It's not going away. What we're trying to do with this bill is really good. And there's no end to this, a way of doing business here. If this is a headline about Cornyn blocks transparency of Epstein, then that would be sad, because he's responding to your amendment that would make the bill, quite frankly, fail. I want to help Senator Booker with your problem, but what you're doing, I don't think is helpful to the bill. I don't think it's helpful to the committee. I don't think it's helpful to your problem.
Senator Graham, there's not been a time in my career where you said you want to help me that you didn't. So I'm going to take you up on that, and I'm going to withdraw I'm going to withdraw my amendment.
You're a good man, and I will try to deliver with Senator Grassley the best I can.
Mr. Chairman, I would also ask leave to withdraw my amendment and vote on the underlying bill.
All right, they went on and voted on the bill.
And after the second day of these unusual meetings between Maxwell and the Trump Department of Justice, Maxwell's attorney just said this about a potential pardon from Trump.
We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet. And you know, listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
All right, look, people have been talking about this for days. So at least they're coming out and saying it, black and white. They're not beating around the bush. They're not pretending they don't want a pardon. They want a pardon. They're saying it. And as for Trump, he's saying he doesn't want to talk about it right now, but he's leaving the door open. Listen to what he had to say.
A lot of people are asking me about pardons. Obviously, this is no time to be talking about pardons. It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
All right, well, he says he hasn't thought about it. But of course, in the context of everything that's going on right now, I mean, come on. He also knows Maxwell personally. And he said this about her right after her arrest in connections with Epstein's crimes in 2020.
I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her.
Well, tonight, far-right activist Laura Loomer, who is in Trump's ear and is highly influential in the MAGA world, tonight posted an upside-down smiley face on a post about Maxwell seeking a pardon from Trump. And it is very important to listen closely to Trump's words about pardoning Maxwell, because he said, right, he said, quote, "This is not the time to be talking about pardons," right? And then he continued and he said, his words again, "I haven't thought about it." Well, some people might say, well, that means he hasn't thought about it and he's not opening the door, and okay. Well, those exact words do, though, sound very familiar.
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort?
I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon him? Well, I hadn't thought of it. I think it's very tough what they did to Roger Stone.
Flynn, Manafort, and Stone were all eventually pardoned by Trump. And tonight we are...
The Hammer 10, all these clowns pretending to get the list released are on the list. Both sides of the coin golf on the same greens and look out for each other. He focused on covering up his crimes and giving billionaires tax cuts. Who cares?
We are also learning new details about what Team Trump wanted to know over these past 2 days of talks with Maxwell.
She was asked maybe about 100.
I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Everybody that's joining me tonight, you can be anywhere else, but you rocking with me. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Make a comment. Let me know what you think. Now they're saying that Maxwell is going to get immunity for whatever they said, whatever testimony she's supposed to be giving them the last couple of days. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Boy, CNN, it's just horrible to make it up as you go reporting. Well, that's why they got to release the files. Everybody want to know if that was true. Then my billionaires lost more money in the last 6 months. Hell yeah, brother, get the news out there. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for joining me. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And make a comment.
100 different people. She answered questions about everybody, and she didn't hold anything back.
100 different people? 100 names? I mean, first of all, that is incredible.
100 people.
Fit with the narrative that, well, there's a lot of people to focus on here.
Hello, Tyler. How you doing? I guess I hit a sore nerve. Let's see what you said, love. Ty? That's your first comment, I think. Yeah. Appreciate you for joining me. You could be anywhere else, but you rocking with me. Appreciate you. Maxwell will of herself soon or find herself ill. Yeah, that would be something else, right? Maxwell will off herself. Wow.
On here.
You should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't.
Y'all heard what Trump said? He said you should be looking at other people. You should be looking into other people. Some of the hedge fund guys. Shout out to Wall Street. They're the ones that were on the island. They lived with him. I never was there. That's what Trump's saying.
Now, of course, Trump hasn't been accused of wrongdoing, neither have any of the individuals that Trump just referenced. But, of course, Trump has been told by his own attorney general that his name does appear in those Epstein files multiple times. Out front now, Paula Reed. And Paula, the breaking news here is this limited immunity. So Maxwell talks for 2 days. She's got an appeal in the system. So limited immunity has huge value. Huge value. And I think she said can now be used against her. So is a pardon in the offing?
Well, it's unclear if a pardon is on the table. I think you're really smart to recall what Trump has said previously before issuing pardons. But Maxwell is in a different league. First of all, you would never put a client across from the Justice Department in a situation like this where she has been convicted of sex trafficking minors, is appealing that conviction. You would never put them across from the Deputy Attorney General without some form of immunity. So it's not surprising at all. She got limited immunity. She's protected from what she says unless she lies. But her lawyer insists that she has answered truthfully and that she can corroborate the things that she has said. When it comes to a pardon, though, that is a risk for this administration to do a commutation or a pardon, even if she gave something of value. Because remember, so much of the concern, the outrage, the political firestorm.
Yeah, I seen it, Love Top, if you still here. Bro, you must have watched the videos. I did a whole live on Malcolm Jamal Warner, bro. A whole video. A whole live and a whole video. That's what I did. So you ain't been watching the videos, bro. You need to broaden up your mind. Go back and look at the videos. I did a whole live on Malcolm Jamal Warner, bro. All right, let's get back to this. Man, I tripped out.
Storm that we're seeing
I apologize,
here
guys.
is motivated by a concern that sexual predators are being protected.
A lot of things
So
on
if you were
at
going
one
to
time.
reward someone who victims testified at her trial that she recruited them, groomed them, and in some cases sexually assaulted them, that is unlikely to do anything to quell this political firestorm. So that's an option. It's clearly something that a lot of folks have talked about. We have no reporting that that has been put on the table, but the consequences for the administration, that is only going to make this worse.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Paula, thank you very much. So, on the back of this significant development, as Paula is reporting, I want to bring in Adam Wren. He is the senior national politics correspondent for Politico. Barry Levine is also back with us, the author of Spider, Inside the Criminal Web of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. I spent many, many years investigating this. And Ryan Goodman, the editor-in-chief of Just Security and the former special counsel of the Defense Department. So grateful to all of you. Barry, here we are, limited immunity. 100 individuals, 100 people are named, according to Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney today, by Ghislaine Maxwell in these conversations with the Department of Justice and Mr. Blanche. I know that you have real questions about whether she can be trusted, and of course her immunity only applies if she tells the truth. So what do you think about this breaking news that she was granted limited immunity for what she said?
Well, Aaron, certainly this is the most sensational development that we've had in this case. Here we have someone who was right next to Jeffrey Epstein, who was his co-conspirator. And for the very first time, she talked for 9 straight hours over 2 days. What she said in those 9 hours could result.
George, evidently you don't come over here that much, bro. We look at all different outlets. You can't be looking at it one-sided. I go all over the place, bro. I go everywhere and listen to different perspectives. That's what I do over here, bro. I go everywhere.
Result possibly in the arrest of other individuals, men who may have helped facilitate the sex trafficking with Jeffrey Epstein, and also individuals who might have taken part in the sexual abuse. I'm only thinking about the victims tonight, how they're reacting to this. You know, if Ghislaine Maxwell is finally going to do one thing right in her life, it is tell the truth and help these victims get closure on this horrible, horrible crime.
Right. Of course, she was convicted. I mean, there have been opportunities for truth before, Ryan. Here we are. Maybe now's the moment. I mean, what do you think happens here now, Ryan? She's got this limited immunity. Apparently, according to her lawyer, mentions 100 people, or is asked about 100 people, but 100 individuals are discussed. So what happens now?
So if we were in a normal situation, what could happen next is that the Justice Department might very well have leads to open investigations and other people. And there's strong reasons to believe, in fact, it's a fact, that there were several other people involved in the sexual abuse of minors, people who are in the elite class and have gotten away with it. But this is not a usual situation. So the very fact that we're here today with the Deputy Attorney General running lead in meeting with a prisoner is extremely unusual. You would think it would be the line prosecutors who know the case and would be able to detect at any moment in which she's straying from the truth, especially somebody who's been charged by the Justice Department with 2 counts of perjury. And we're here after Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, said in July 7th that there was no evidence to even predicate an investigation on other people, which is...
Hey, what's up, Gene? How you doing? Thank you for joining me.
Implausible to the point of ludicrous. So the fact that they'd have to go to Ghislaine Maxwell for opening an investigation doesn't make sense. So what would happen in a normal time or not in a normal time at all?
No, we're not. And of course, at the DOJ, the person who was leading this up, they got rid of her. They got rid of her a week ago. So, layering that into this onion, Adam, I mean, this ensures the story's not going away, right? In fact, this story is escalating, right? I mean, no matter how much President Trump may have wished this would have just gone away, it has not gone away. So what are you hearing about how he is behind the scenes, about right now, tonight, about his inability to essentially control the narrative on this and make the story die down as he tried to do.
Yeah, well, I reported this week from a Republican close to the White House who was in the Oval Office with him after he found out that he was implicated. And essentially, he told this person that he thought that the media, his political opponents, were going to, quote, F him anyways, regardless of whether he had distance from the criminality in this, that the appearance of this was not going to be good for him politically. And so that gives us a window into his state of mind here, that he's defensive about it. And of course, the timeline, as we look at it in light of the Wall Street Journal reporting, reveals that. After that May briefing, he becomes remarkably defensive over a period of weeks, where at a cabinet meeting, he shoots down, says that Jeffrey Epstein isn't interesting, is boring, and then he has the Truth Social post a couple Saturdays ago where he attacks Democrats, Obama and Biden, for putting phony stuff in these files. So clearly he's frustrated and is defensive about this.
President Trump landed in Scotland just moments ago for a trip that will combine his personal business with this country's business.
Well, I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. That's the little segment I did about the Epstein files, what they were talking about tonight. You know, I used to wrestle when I was a little kid. I did spend a lot of time on the mats. So I'm going to spend the time right now, just like I did for Malcolm Jamal Warner and everybody else. I'm going to go do a tribute to. Yeah, that's it right there, guys. I know I was a wrestler when I was a kid, and I did a lot of those moves I did on my brothers. Sorry, bro. So I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Hit the subscribe button as you leave. Hit the like button. I love and I appreciate y'all, everybody that's been rocking with me, whatever side you on, if you agree or if you disagree. I love and I appreciate y'all. To the next one, this is the one and only Stock Sniper. Y'all have a great night. I'm out.